respected chief guest, sir, we are honored to have you here. On behalf of AKS IAS Academy, and we welcome you. I request you to please share something.
It's interesting. Here I stand to take class, and today I am chief guest. I am not just an I am not an outsider. I am part of AKS. Okay. So chief guest annagane entamandi Telugu rani vallu unnaru, just can you raise your hands? At times if I am speaking or slipping into Telugu, okay, I'll cover up. So first of all, I would like to talk about what exactly is independence for you. As I was listening to the previous teacher's class and he was talking about laddu and chocolates. Is it just laddu and chocolates? I was discussing Mr. Shashank. See, how many generations have passed after the independence of 1947? Do you know? If you take 10 years of one generation, that is 9th to post-graduation. 7 generations. And if you just after 2 years, it will be 8 generations. 8 generations passed after 1947. Do you think the same values, same things will be remaining in the minds and the body politic of the country after 9 generations or 8 generations? Do you have the same spirit of 1857 in 1947? You all studied history or you are studying history. The spirit of 1857, I teach history, that's why I take more examples from history. Of course, polity, history and social science, everything is interrelated. You can't go out of it. Like just now he was talking about, taken from Upanishads. I will talk. What are the quotes from Upanishads in that song? I haven't found any. I will see. We'll see. If it is there, fine. See, why? Because we long to think about everything with hearsay. Hearsay ante మనకు చెవిలో పడ్డదే జ్ఞానం అనుకుంటున్నాం. ఆ జనరేషన్లో ఉన్నాం. వాట్ ఎవర్ वी आर हियरिंग जो हम सुनते हैं, तेलुगु नहीं आए तो हिंदी तो आता है ना? हिंदी भी नहीं. कौन सा? तेलुगु, हिंदी, देन अदर. व्हाट इज योर मदर टंग? कन्नड़ होता है. ठीक है. What exactly is the problem is, why I have asked you this question, you know? This is the diversity of country. This diversity of country, we are in a process of making into one. We are forgetting the diversity. This is what I want to stress on this occasion. See, here in regular classes we talk about many things, 1857 or 1947 or some other aspects related to history or polity or constitution, values, rights, everything. But what exactly is the occasion to talk about all these things together, that is Independence Day or Republic Day or some other occasion where we have to reassess what exactly happened and what is happening and what should happen. Did you get my point? What happened, what is happening and what should happen? What is exactly freedom to you? Freedom means, is it the freedom to do whatever you want? Is it the freedom to do internet browsing without any problem? Is it the freedom to do trolling without any discrimination or discretion? Is it the freedom to do whatever you want without the concern for the society? Did you get my point? Basically, the problem of freedom is the value. Independence is a value. We don't understand it as a value, but we understand it as something, because independence with a material sense means after independence what you have got? We have got our 5-year plan. We have got our own ministry. We have got our own country. We have got our own governments. Is it just independence? What exactly is independence? I take the quote of a famous Telugu poet, Gurajada. Deshamante matti kadoy, deshamante manushuloy. हम खूब गाएंगे इस दुनिया में इंडिया जैसा कोई नहीं, मगर इस दुनिया में ये असेसमेंट की बात है. दिस इज द प्लेस वेयर वी हैव टू असेस व्हाट इज अवर रैंकिंग इन ह्यूमन राइट्स वैल्यूज. यू आर ऑल aware of all the competitive examinations or the stats and newspapers. Do you know where do we stand exactly when we talk about the human rights? Do you know that? It is much beyond many countries which you don't consider as your rival. Around 140, 150. Press freedom index. 158 out of 180. Press freedom. I'm talking about the same freedom on Independence Day. I'm not talking about something else. Press freedom index is 158 out of 180. Why I am talking about it? It's because this is a generation which has to understand independence as a value and not just as an occasion to just think or sing or do something. Why? Why you need to talk about it? Why you need to understand this is because tomorrow's bureaucrats are sitting here. Is it not? You are going to work among the people and working among the people without the values. Working among the people without knowing the conceptual aspects like ideas behind independence, ideas behind the independence movement, ideas behind the great martyrs who talked about independence, how they envisaged, how they thought about the independence without knowing that. Why you want to become a civil servant? Because it has some prestige. Because it has some prestige in the society. You will have some good vehicle, then protocol will be there, good perks will be there, and you will retire happily. If that is the case, it is your independent wish, but not independence. There are so many civil servants who sacrifice their careers for the sake of the values of duty. You can see many people. There are great luminaries here, like Shankaran, S.R. Shankaran. Have you heard about him? IAS, S.R. Shankaran. Anyone heard about him? S.R. Shankaran. He is not from 1857. He retired in 1990s. S.R. Shankaran was the chief secretary of Andhra Pradesh government. When he retired, his property was just single bedroom government quarters. He purchased with his wages, with his salary, and he was not having a housemaid or someone to help also. If you go, he'll prepare tea for you, us. And that was a simple life S.R. Shankaran held. And S.R. Shankaran was the pioneer in the fight. He was a champion for the rights of the oppressed as an IAS officer. I'm not talking about some revolutionaries who laid their lives for them. I'm talking about those who are in the society like you. They were students and became civil servants. So what exactly are the values? See, values are values. They are universal. Independence is a value for all of us with the same tone, tenor, and understanding. Independence for me is not different from independence hers or his. Independence, swatantram, or freedom, or rights, they are values. In ethics, for civil services, there is a paper exclusively for ethics. Why you are being taught ethics? Can you tell me? For administrator, it's better to train them in drafting the GOs or making some beautiful notes so that they can administer. But it's not the thing which is being taught for you before entering into civil services. Why? Because they want the civil servants who are the best to serve the nation, to serve the people with the constitutional values which are inscribed in the Constitution. What are the values in the Constitution? What are the values? Secularism? My friend, who's the first speaker, was talking about our great leaps in science. We send so many things into outer space and many things. But when we go out, if you see that Nimbu and Mirchi on the road, you just go this side, thinking that there will something happen to you. See this tragedy in our lives. I'm really speaking to you. Mangala Grahani Bodam, Chandrayanam Jastam, Kani, Road Mida, Nimakalu, Irpakalu Barte Injastam, Yendukle Manakan Duram Botam. Where is your scientific temperament? Ardhaminda ippudu? And your constitution, it says state duty undi, scientific temperament cheyalsindi. Manaku undi duty. Are we doing it? Both things are going separately. Values are different, studies are different, lives are different. There is no meeting point for these things. This is the tragedy of today. I am not blaming you. You are just entrance into the new life because you are in the learning stage. But the society has changed a lot post 1990s. One simple thing I am asking. Forget about the values, forget about those things. How many of you, before coming to classes for civil services, were you used to read newspapers? Honestly. Daily newspaper reading should be a habit for a news person. If you go to any village, they will be sitting in the chai dukan and they will be discussing the newspaper. And it became a curriculum part. How to read a newspaper. That is a tragedy. This is the problem with the period in which we are living. So how to overcome it? I'm not just blaming. I'm trying to show you the ways. Do you have the reading habit? Do you people read every day? Not your textbooks, not the classwork. Do you read? చదువుతారా ఏదన్నా పుస్తకం? ఏదైనా పుస్తకం 10 నిమిషాలు ఏం చదువుతాడు? యూపీఎస్సీవి కాకుండా నాకు వేరే చదవాలా, వేరే ఏదో నవలా, సంథింగ్. యూ రీడ్ సంథింగ్, ఐ డోంట్ మైండ్, బట్ రీడింగ్ ఈజ్ ఏ గుడ్ హ్యాబిట్ యూ హ్యావ్ టు ఇన్కల్కేట్ నౌ. అట్లీస్ట్ you inculcate, you make a decision on a day so that every day you read for 10 minutes, not more than that, or 15 minutes. Some other book which is not your textbook, not for your competitive exams. What has happened, our lives are completely so much narrowed down. Everything is for examination. Something if I teach in the class, after 5 minutes or 10 minutes, I'll tell you them, see, this may come in the examination, then they will underline it. అంటే ఇది ఎగ్జామ్లో వస్తుందంటే అండర్లైన్ చేసుకోవడం. వాట్ ఈస్ హ్యాపెనింగ్ విత్ దిస్? ఎవ్రీథింగ్ ఈజ్ జస్ట్ ఫర్ ద కన్సంప్షన్ ఆఫ్ యువర్ ఎగ్జామినేషన్ అండ్ గెటింగ్ ఎ జాబ్. అండ్ వాట్ ఆర్ యూ బేసికలీ? వీఆర్ టాకింగ్ అబౌట్ ఇండియా యాజ్ ఎ కంట్రీ, వి యాజ్ ద సిటిజన్స్. హూ ఆర్ యూ ఫస్ట్? మనం ఎవరు మొదలు? హ్యూమన్స్గా సిటిజన్స్గా మనకు కొన్ని బాధ్యతలు ఉన్నాయి, సిటిజన్స్గా కొన్ని హక్కులు ఉన్నాయి. వీ హ్యావ్ సమ్ రైట్స్ అండ్ సమ్ డ్యూటీస్. ఓకే, వీ నెవర్ గివ్ థాట్ టు సచ్ థింగ్స్ బికాస్ everything flows, because our lives are completely divided into semesters. Is it not? After 6th or 8th, the target is MSET. If you read more, you will be in medical stream. If you are not reading good, you are not very good at education, you will be in engineering stream. And finally, after entering into this, your PG or something else. Is there any time to think about yourself or the country? Am I right or wrong? You can discuss. What is happening here is, whole generation or the society is entering into the next stage day by day without much understanding about the values of independence, values of constitution, like secularism. What is secularism? Secularism is respecting each other. Do we have that in the society today? No. We are partisan. We tend to repost or forward the items related to our own caste, our own religion, our own community. Is it not? Without checking the facts. The most dangerous thing in this country today is not the rights, it is the internet. Do you know that? Internet use without discrimination, without any discretion, we are forwarding all fake news. Fake news is the most dangerous thing. This is a survey, you can check it. Fake news. We are living in a society where fake news is ruling, and we talk about independence as a value. Did you get my point? That is why, a simple example I tell you. You get one thing. India's national anthem has been selected as the best national anthem of the world. Forward if you are a patriot. What you do? You will forward. Why? Because you want to be a patriot, without checking a fact that, is there any criteria to decide that this country's national anthem is the best and others are worst or not so best? India is a country, beautiful country, great country, no doubt about it. We have to make it great. Like that, there are many countries which are also great. Don't you think that we are only the great and they are all fools? This concept is imbibed to make you into pseudo feeling that, yeah, we are great. Don't think like that. We are great. Don't. I am great. He is great. She is great. Okay. But I am not only. I am great. If you understand this, you will place India in the correct place where in the world's map. But if we think that we are only the great, what about the Greek philosophy along with Indian philosophy which came in pieces? What about the science and technology that Chinese civilization or Egyptian civilization has got? లేదా ఇండియన్ సివిలైజేషన్తో పాటు రాలేదా అది? మనమే అంటే తప్పు. ప్రపంచంలో గ్రేట్ సివిలైజేషన్స్ ఉన్నాయి సిన్స్ ఏన్షియంట్ టైమ్స్ అండ్ వీఆర్ వన్ అమాంగ్ దెమ్. అండ్ టుగెదర్ వసుదైక కుటుంబం is the concept we talk a lot. Did you get my point? This we have to erase from our minds. See, all these things are basic concepts, but why I'm talking all this on Independence Day? Because independence is a value. Independence is related to the country. Who brought us independence? Tell me. ఎవరు తెచ్చారు ఇండిపెండెన్స్ని? అంటే మళ్ళీ మన కాంపిటేటివ్ ఎగ్జామ్ లాగా దేర్ వర్ 3 stages in independence, 1895 to 1885 to, అది కాంపిటేటివ్ సెక్షన్. See, the people starting from tribals much before the educated middle class came into existence post 1857 with the entrance of universities, tribals were fighting against the British expansion into forest areas. Starting from even today, tribals are the people who fight against the encroachments. So starting from tribals and many sections, this is a wide range who fought for independence, and they have envisaged only one thing, that is hunger-free country. The country which is having equal opportunities for all the sections. Bhagat Singh talked about the people where there will be the independence, where there will be no hunger, where there will be equality. This is what Bhagat Singh said. And if you read, anyone saw today's Hindu paper? Hindu. In edit page, Shashi Tharoor has written an article. Article lo unnadi very interesting thing. Post 1945, that is Second World War, how we are moving towards independent India. There he said very interestingly, he was pointing about the Red Fort trials, where a Hindu, a Sikh, a Muslim were put together and where they were put in the they were under trial for treachery against the British. Here you see, what is the value? It is a Muslim, a Hindu, a Sikh. We should have that secular content in our lives. This country is a country of diversity. What the problem with us is, we compare with the dullards, or we compare with the countries where you shouldn't compare. Don't compare with Pakistan when it comes to secularism. Compare with which countries? Some Scandinavian countries where you have more opportunities for equality. And unfortunately, in India itself, that Samata concept came in BCs. Ashoka has inscribed Samata on the edicts, rock edicts. Shila Shasanam rasipoyadu Samata ani Ashokudu. అది మనం చక్రంలో పెట్టుకున్నాం. కానీ సమతను మర్చిపోతే ఇండియన్ ఇండిపెండెన్స్ ఉంటుందా? దిస్ ఇస్ వాట్ ఐ వాంటెడ్ టు సే. సమత ఈస్ ద కాన్సెప్ట్, ఈక్వాలిటీ ఈస్ ద కాన్సెప్ట్. ఈవెన్ టుడే we have the problem of caste, even the problem of caste discrimination. Manual scavenging, people die due to manual scavenging. Who are the manual scavengers? Do you have all the castes because of unemployment joining in manual scavenging? No. Only a particular class joins the manual scavenging. And recently, you should go through the newspapers. One postdoctoral fellow from Tamil Nadu, in IFLU, he did his PhD. And he is a manual scavenger in Tamil Nadu. In Indian Express, that news came. Manual scavenger in Tamil Nadu. Postdoctoral fellow. And very interestingly and tragically, his PhD thesis on caste system. And he is a Arundhati Yar from Tamil Nadu. And he, what you call Matantarikaranah, he converted himself into Islam. Though he is in Islam, he has to do the same thing, because that Arundhati R, that manual scavenging caste attachment is still with him. It will not die till his future generations also die. We don't know when it will go. So what is plaguing today is the caste system. Religious animosity and avidya. Avidya no, nenu uneducation antanu. What do you mean by uneducation? We just simply carry away with whatever is given to us. No. Be critical about whatever you are getting. Then you read, you go through it, you will understand what exactly is the reality in the country. Then only you will become a good civil servant. I am again coming back to your civil services. If you want to become a good civil servant, if you are a good civil servant, people will love you. మీరు ట్రాన్స్ఫర్ అయితే వాళ్ళు అడ్డం పడతారు, రోడ్ల మీదకి వచ్చి కూర్చుంటారు, మా ఈ ఆఫీసర్ను పంపొద్దు అంటారు. తెలుసా ఇది? దెర్ ఆర్ మెనీ ఆఫీసర్స్ లైక్ దట్. పిడి శర్మ, he worked in Chhattisgarh. Previously it was Madhya Pradesh. He was garlanded with chappals with some people because he was against the interests of the landlords. But he tried for he was the SC/ST commissioner, national commissioner. P.D. Sharma, you see, ST commissioner is a Sharma. I am not saying now he lost his caste. He is above the caste. So we should come above the caste norms. You should come above the religious things. Then only we can emphasize, or then only we can be part of the country which is independent. That is India. Thank you.